Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network, based in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Well, I guess, bizarre moments keep on coming from Zoran Mamdani. There was an incident recently where somebody who was praying near a mosque in Brooklyn was hit with an egg. And obviously, that's not appropriate. That shouldn't be happening. But Zoran Mamdani, who doesn't seem to want to comment on a lot of things, and remember when the police were being hit with snowballs, he said, oh, it's just a play ball, fun little snowball fight. That's no big deal. And all the incidents that happened at the Park East Synagogue, oh, that's First Amendment by those protesters. And even people on his team were saying that they were blaming the Jewish worshipers inside the synagogue. So now here's Zoran Mamdani puts out a statement about the person hitting the guy with the egg. Because I guess that's a really big deal to him compared to all these other things. And remember, it was outside a mosque. So here's what he said. I'm aware of the disturbing incident targeting worshipers during Friday's prayer outside the mosque in Brooklyn, where a man was struck with an egg. He says that's a hateful act. It's unacceptable. And it's an affront to the values that define us as New Yorkers. My administration is committed to rooting out anti-Muslim hate in all forms and ensuring every New Yorker can live and worship in safety and dignity. The NYPD Hate Crime Task Force is investigating this incident. You can't make it up. So a parishioner gets hit by an egg and the world's coming to an end for Zoran Mamdani. But don't worry about that mob that was like pushing and beating cops outside the Park East Synagogue. Those are freedom of speech heroes, I guess. So a New York school superintendent, Joel Petland, put out a statement in response to Mamdani saying, why does the mayor react to an egg thrown at a Muslim while he completely ignores pulled hair and strobe lights in the eyes of Jews? All New Yorkers should be free of hate and harassment, yet only some get the attention of Mayor Mamdani. Wow. I guess he's spot on. This Joel Petland seems to really have the pulse. And here is Mayor Mamdani, by the way. Let's remind everybody, after the big protests that were not protests, they were more like riots. If you saw them, it was like they're pushing through the barricades and pushing cops. And here's what Zoran Mamdani said after this. Does this sound like he's saying hate of all kind can't be tolerated? Listen to what he said over the guy with the egg. And this one is like, scrambled eggs. Listen to this.
Can you assess how you think things went last night at the Park East Synagogue protest? Do you think the police effectively enforced a buffer zone? Is that what essentially happened? And was the right to protest sufficiently protected in your view? And then I have one more question.
Yes, I think that I've made it clear time and time again that we in this city believe in the sacrosanct nature of the right to protest, and also are committed to ensuring that any New Yorker can safely enter or exit from a house of worship, and that access never be in question, while we also protect the First Amendment. And I do believe that the police ensured that yesterday.
So it goes right to First Amendment, the sacrosanct First Amendment, because those protesters, I guess, were heroes in his mind, trying to push through and get to the synagogue doors, beating cops. But if you throw an egg at somebody who's praying, you are the world's worst. Death penalty for that person. So here is Mamdani in the same breath, same press conference, where he says protesting is sacrosanct. Well, here he is essentially saying Israel is terrible, but I'm not anti-Semitic.
And as you talk about ways to prevent anti-Semitism, I noticed yesterday that when you put out a statement about the protest, in advance of the protest, you noted that you agreed with the protesters. You've weighed in on the subject of Israel in a couple of other ways and recent days. And I just wonder whether Are you considering whether you personally putting your views about Israel out there is in any way fueling anti-Semitism in the city? Do you ever think maybe you should just not weigh in or just not bring it up?
No, I think that critique of the policies of a government are very much separate from bigotry towards the people of a specific religious faith. And there is no tolerance for anti-Semitism. There is no tolerance for hatred of Jewish New Yorkers, which we have seen time and time again, whether it be in the graffiti of swastikas on a number of homes across Queens recently. And I've also been clear to New Yorkers my honest opinions about the fact that when we have a real estate expo that is promoting the sale of land, which includes the sale of land in occupied West Bank in settlements that are a violation of international law, that is something that I firmly disagree with, and that I also believe that many New Yorkers firmly disagree with, because it has been at the heart of an ongoing effort to displace Palestinians from their homes.
So I'm not anti-Semitic, but I hate Israel.